BYU off a huge win on Saturday at Iowa State to improve to 8-0, and now a second bye week. Kalani Sitake said in the postgame, could not come at a better time for the Cougars with how many injuries have begun piling up. We mentioned L.J. Martin, left in the first quarter, did not return. So here is BYU's head coach Kalani Sitake on L.J.'s status after the weekend.
We're still evaluating it, so we'll take the time to evaluate and see where he's going to be at. But, yeah, I can't give you the answer. You guys know that wasn't going to happen on a Monday after the game.
All right, Jarom, let's evaluate what Kalani just said and discuss a couple of ideas. One, if he's not able to come back and is out for any extended period of time, what that means for BYU football.
It means more Bear Bachmeier on the run game. That's what we saw in the second half. It was a lot of designed passes, not a ton of play action per se, because you're just not running the ball without LJ a ton. No Sione Moa is a big deal. No sign of Sione for the foreseeable future. We're just planning like he's kind of not playing the rest of the year, it feels like. Preston Rex did a nice job when asked to do stuff. He's certainly a different player from LJ, right? Preston between the tackles is going to be a little different than Preston outside the tackle. In space, Preston Rex is a baller. He's kind of like a slot receiver playing running back, like a scat back kind of guy. And he can make plays, which is great, but it's just a little different, right? So Bear Bachmeier, basically we're asking him to take a ton of hits at this point. I know Aaron Roderick was asked a couple weeks ago by Mitch Harper, is it sustainable to run Bear at this rate? And he said no. But for BYU to win, they have to do it. They have to run Bear Bachmeier more. Design QB draws, also going back to pass and just scrambling and just running, super effective against Iowa State. And that's how BYU won this game is offensively, they were able to throw the ball down the field. L.J. Martin continues to walk into the Harry Potter room of requirement and ask himself, what do I need to do to win this game? And against Arizona, it was he and L.J. just running the ball, just keeping it, ton of runs in that second half. In this second half against Iowa State, it was pass the ball and an occasional run. So I think what it actually means, if LJ can't go next Saturday, which hopefully he can. He didn't walk out in a sling. He didn't break anything. So hopefully it was a minor separation of a shoulder and that he can get back in there. But Texas Tech's defense is the best defense in the Big 12, in my opinion, with BYU. I think those two are the best.
It would be tough even if L.J. Martin were healthy.
$1,000,000%, bro. $1,000,000%. So hopefully he can go. But what it actually means is BYU's got to throw the rock more, and that worked, and that works. We've seen it against West Virginia and now Iowa State now. And it is physically asking Bear to run more.
The very tricky part for Aaron Roderick is how do you not become one-dimensional and lean heavy on the pass game and still make your opponents respect that there is a run game outside of Bear Bachmeier. So if the QB draw, for whatever reason, is not working, what does BYU do to get tough yards and make a defense respect that they can still run the ball? Putting a lot on the offensive line and on the creativity of Aaron Roderick.
Those two are strengths for BYU, what you just asked right there.
I was just going to say that.
Yes.
But the caveat there is Aaron Roderick has been very good at adapting in difficult situations, and BYU's offensive line has been fantastic this season.
They've been great.
Their run blocking grades are amazing, Jarom. So it just puts more on A-Rod and company to be more creative. We all hope that L.J. Martin is back as soon as possible. And again, we don't know his status bye week at a perfect time, but even if he can't go in Lubbock, this might be shaping up to be a good old-fashioned OG Big 12 shootout with just a ton of throws from both quarterbacks.
And we'll see which quarterback is suiting up. Is Baron Morton healthy enough to go against BYU next week? He's been in and out of the lineup quite a bit. We mentioned yesterday Will Hammond, torn ACL, out for the year. It's a bummer for Texas Tech, so we'll see, man.
And Baron Morton has been announced as a starter for Kansas State.
Yeah. Will he get to the BYU game? I mean, he's missed, 3 different games, I think? Okay, despite winning 19 of its last 21 and a perfect 8-0 record for the second straight year, BYU is ranked number 10 in the AP poll, the lowest of the undefeated Power 4 teams. Why is BYU not getting the benefit of the doubt?
How much time do we have here?
Roughly 52 minutes and 26 minutes.
Yeah, I know this is a sore spot for so many BYU fans. And this is on the heels of last year when I felt like BYU did have an early season resume that deserved more respect with the win at SMU when you're a 12-point underdog, and then SMU goes on a tear through the ACC. BYU had that dominant ranked win at home over Kansas State where the nation took notice. That propelled BYU into the rankings, but it couldn't quite get them into that elite tier. And I mean by elite, I mean like the top 5. BYU doesn't have the luxury of that super impressive early season win on their resume. And
Stanford wasn't it, Spence?
Yeah, a shocker. I know East Carolina not delivering. Colorado as your Big 12 opener.
Arizona, West Virginia. I mean, Iowa State is unranked at the moment, right? That's a good win. Utah's ranked.
As far as national perception goes, because the rivalry game was so publicized and it was a ranked matchup, people are probably going to point at Utah as BYU's best win.
I would argue yes.
But winning in Ames is never easy, especially with Iowa State off of a bye. 2 weeks to prepare for BYU. The Cougars figured it out. The meat of BYU's resume has just happened in the last 2 weeks. And I thought, okay, maybe there's a bump, but there are no teams above BYU, at least last week, that lost. And so, I mean, I put it out there on Saturday, like, prepare yourselves. BYU's probably not going to go anywhere. I mean, they did kind of. They bumped up a half spot, if you will. They're tied for 10th.
The Keelan Marions of Miami.
But it's unfortunate. BYU, we liked the ramp up, but that easier schedule to ramp up is not going to catch voters' attention early in the season. Whereas a team like Georgia Tech, they beat Clemson early, and it was like, whoa, Georgia Tech's for real. Even though Clemson is not great, they do have the benefit of that trampoline win early in the season. BYU does not have that on their schedule. And I would love for the Cougars to get a little bit more respect and be on par with a team like Georgia Tech. And I know people have been joking, well, they don't have a quality loss, Spencer. Like, if BYU had a quality loss, well, they'd probably be higher, around 6 or 7.
Which is really fun.
I love the sarcasm.
Like, if BYU would have lost early, close at Texas Tech and then continued to do this, like, maybe. I know you're kidding, but I'm not. If they had lost game 1 or 2 in the Big 12.
Against an elite opponent.
At Texas Tech, close, they might be respected in a different way. See, but that game's sitting there next week. BYU has an opportunity to validate its entire season in one game, Spence.
Yes, I think to a degree they have already somewhat validated that they are a legitimate team by winning the last 2 games.
Well, you need to do it against a legit opponent to the country. Like, we know that BYU is good, but the reason BYU is not higher is because the strength of schedule is 49. They don't have a win that's against a team that's inside the top 15 at the moment, or even was and they continue to trail and kind of come back. There's no style points there. So if they had a few of those things, sure, they'd be ranked higher. I'm not worried about this. Like, is our standard that BYU is going to go undefeated in the regular season here? I still don't believe that, by the way. I believe BYU will lose at some point. A second loss is probably sitting there too. But this team continues to win, so why not just I get Coach Jordan sitting here going one game at a time. Like, if you can somehow beat Texas Tech, like 10-2 is going to happen. It's just whether it's 11-1 or 10-2. Because I don't believe 12-0 is going to happen. That's crazy. Undefeated regular season, that's crazy.
BYU continues to overperform as the underdog. They've now won 7 of the last 8 games where they have been listed as the underdog by odds makers.
Wow.
Most recently, winning in Ames as a 2.5-point dog.
Only one of these is unlike the other, by the way. SMU is crazy. Look at that, 12-point dog. That line was so bad.
Kansas State at home in Provo, 7 points. 7-point dog on the
within one score, you know.
But even BYU this year against Utah, 5.5-point home dog.
It got to 5.5?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. If BYU had style points, if the strength of schedule was a little better, sure.
It's weird because they did have those things last year. They had style points and they had quality ranked wins early in the season. But it's probably because they were so far down to begin and there were no expectations.
And I think we're
now. It took a while for them to climb.
Yeah, I think now we're in the leveling out with NIL and everything. We're in a world where Indiana is a top 3 team in the country. It's a different world.
Vanderbilt is ranked above BYU.
Right. Vanderbilt, this is a new era of college football. And frankly, BYU is in a Power 4 league, and they're in the top 10. BYU is part of that conversation. BYU is going to get into November as a top 12 team in the country. This is great. But I want BYU to graduate from being a September-October conversation into a November conversation. and they will be at the start. They'll be in the initial college football playoff rankings inside the top 12 somewhere. We'll see next Tuesday, right? I want BYU to graduate to the we play as a favorite well, and we are a November, December story. That's the next step for this program.
Being a November and
Get to
December
Arlington.
story is about handling attrition and injuries. It is super difficult, and BYU's in a really tough spot right now.
I'm hoping BYU goes 3-1 in the last 4. A loss is probably there, let's be honest.
3-1 in the last 4 should put you in Arlington.
You can't win every game down 10+. Like, you cannot play that game at Texas Tech probably. You probably can't play that game at Cincinnati. They're a different level than Arizona, Colorado, even Iowa State. Okay, TCU and UCF, go win those games. Go win those 2. But if you can split Texas Tech and Cincy, you're going to go to Arlington.
You should be in Arlington.
You're going to go to Arlington. You're going to have that chance that BYU fans and the team is craving, which is play for a conference championship in a Power 4 league.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into this conversation. We're going to play a blind resume game where our graphics team, elite individuals, have put together resumes for ranked teams around BYU in the latest AP poll. We have to try and guess which team is BYU and who the other teams are. And the metrics included are SP Plus from Bill Connolly, ESPN's Football Power Index, ESPN's Strength of Record, and ESPN's Strength of Schedule. There is also
BYU's Team D.
Yes, also in consideration, number of wins over P4 teams, average SP Plus rating, but we'll get to that in the next graphic. So this first one, SP Plus, FPI, Strength of Record, Strength of Schedule. Which team is BYU, and maybe who are some of the other teams involved here?
Yeah, BYU's Team D. I know that.
They are Team D as in dog?
Yes.
Okay, so that is BYU because you just mentioned the Strength of Schedule 49.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So unless something has drastically changed, then Team D is BYU. But what about the other teams?
Well, and which teams?
I imagine Georgia Tech's going to be in there somewhere. Jarom, who's
the Strength of Schedule is 83.
Is it Navy?
Team B?
But they're not in the top 25, are they?
Well, in what? FPI? SP Plus?
No, and Strength of Schedule 80.
I'd be shocked if Navy's on this. I don't think they. I don't know who Team A and C are.
Okay, I don't think it's Navy because they're not. I don't think they're currently ranked.
I mean, A might be. Is that Indiana? Like that might be Indiana.
Okay, again, from top to bottom, SP Plus, FPI, Strength of Record, Strength of Schedule.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is Oregon in there somewhere?
I don't know. Let's reveal it. I'm not sure. I know BYU's Team D.
And the big reveal.
I don't know on the others.
Yes, BYU's Team D. It is Oregon.
Okay, it's Oregon.
Georgia Tech, Jarom, has the 83rd ranked Strength of Schedule.
Interesting. Yeah.
And they are 3 spots higher than BYU in the current top 10.
Because Clemson wins.
That number's up because of the style points of beating Clemson on their home field.
They also have a quarterback that is tough as nails.
Vanderbilt's resume is legitimate. Like they're beating teams.
Yeah.
Like they're good.
Yeah.
I have no issues with their resume. And I know that people are bent out of shape about Oregon losing at home to Indiana. Indiana's ranked number 2 in the country.
That's their one loss. That's fine. Yeah.
So their Strength of Record is still good. Speaking of the Ducks, everybody should take issue with Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
I know their SP Plus is okay. But FPI 25.
Nice.
Strength of Schedule 83.
Yeah, woof. Okay, next one. Here we go.
Okay, blind resume 2. Number of wins over Power 4 teams. Okay. Average SP Plus rating of wins versus FBS teams. And best win by SP Plus rating. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea who BYU is in this graphic. I have no idea.
Well, let's count
They do have 6 Power 4 wins.
Okay, so it's C or D?
They do have 6 Power 4 wins, I believe.
What's average opponent? What's that again? The second one?
The average SP Plus rating of wins versus FBS teams. So how good was the
So it's BYU C or D?
FBS team you beat? Oh, man.
Best win by SP Plus? No, best win by what?
Best win by SP Plus rating.
BYU's D then, probably, right? Because they don't have a win versus the number 7.
Where's Utah? Where's Utah in SP Plus?
Not 7.
Okay.
But they're not 45. So now I'm confused. I don't know. I have no clue who's who here. But maybe BYU's not on the graphic. It'd be.
All right, and the reveal.
Okay,
it is.
They're there. Wait, so Utah's 7 in SP Plus? Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
BYU has
That's a great win!
The best win on the board of any team in this graphic in that final category.
Over Ole Miss and Vandy and Georgia Tech. Wow.
Again,
Ole Miss beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma still 8 in SP+? Still? Wow.
Georgia Tech. What the heck, man?
Duke's the best win at 45.
I know Georgia Tech has
this is an anti-Georgia Tech segment.
6 P4 wins, but their best win is against the team that's ranked 45th in SP+.
Oh, the Dukies!
Clemson. That's not even Clemson, by the way. Clemson's 48.
Oh, yeah. The at-the-time perception of Clemson. Yeah, to your point. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Did we just realize that BYU probably should be what? 9th? Just
Georgia Tech shouldn't be
spot,
7 or 8 or whatever
bring
they
Georgia
are.
Tech down, pull BYU up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all good. That was a fun exercise. Anti-Georgia Tech rhetoric here. Rambling wreck. Yesterday it was announced the BYU's game at Texas Tech will be a noon Eastern, 11 a.m. local kick on either ABC or ESPN. If Texas Tech wins, probably on ABC. If they lose this week, ESPN. Do you like this that early?
Not really.
Why not?
I just don't like, if BYU were at home, like when they played Oklahoma at 10 a.m. in 2023, I was fine with that because you're on your home field. You're in your own bed. Like, you could wake up.
They technically stay in a hotel, but yeah.
I know. There's no travel involved. Now BYU has to now it gets weird because they typically like to fly in on when it's a closer game. The flight's 2.5 hours or less. They like to fly in on Friday. I don't know if they can do that now.
I bet they need to go Thursday, I think. Yeah.
I don't know that they can do that now. Now you're changing the whole schedule. And when you practice and how you practice and your body clocks, you got to adjust the body clocks. I know they have 2 weeks to get ready for it, which is a benefit.
Dr. Skylar Main will have the boys ready.
You know, but the one game that BYU lost on that graphic we just showed you in the 8 games that they have been an underdog in was an early kick against Arizona State on the road. And it was a tough opponent.
That had more to do with ASU being a good team, I think.
And Texas Tech is great.
I think they're really good. I know some BYU fans won't like this. I still think Texas Tech is the #1 team in the Big 12. I know they've lost 1 game on the road by 4 with their backup quarterback. Do you think BYU would do the same thing in that situation?
Probably.
By 4? We would hope. We would
well,
hope.
I'm just saying, like, sorry, I thought you were asking, would BYU lose that game? Probably going to lose that game.
It'd be tough. This is a show-me game. I'm excited about it. I don't care. I think since 2024, BYU's 4-1 in day games. They beat Baylor last year in a similar situation on the road in Texas, right? Prior to 2024, that was a different BYU. BYU had lost the previous 10 day games, which is a crazy streak. So I'm feeling fine about it. I don't think this affects BYU in maybe the way some fans do historically.
I'd be okay if it were like that second window. I like the 1:30 Mountain Time, 2:30 Central. I really like that window. I think it's fun.
BYU was up like 21-3 or 21-7 against Baylor. They jumped out quick. They won the game.
Yeah.
I don't know that time of day has as much to do with winning and losing as we think, although BYU's been unbelievable at night.
And then that factors into it.
And last week it was a 1:30. BYU, they started slow. They won the game by 14.
The question is, do you like this? I don't like it.
It's true.
I don't like it.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
It's okay, but I don't like it.
Hey, College game day might be there.
If Texas Tech beats Kansas State in Manhattan,
yeah.
don't be surprised.
Yeah.